You're watching America Trends. I'm Mary Burr Godwin, and you hear that sax, you know what time it is. It is time for What the Tech with Mr. Brad Rambur. Woo. Oh, our fist bump didn't make it on the... Hey, Mr. Brad Rambur's... Oh, our rings kind of...
That's right. It's like the Wonder Twins.
It is.
We do not have a space monkey.
I want to know if the control room knows who the Wonder Twins are.
They can look that stuff up on...
No?
Yeah, no.
Christy has no clue. She's not even looking.
But Jared wears some purple every now and again, so I know he's kind of...
Hey, that's Christy, by the way. She's our new producer.
Yes.
Because Bianca left us, so we have Christy. Woo, woo.
And there's Curtis doing antlers on Jared's head. That's good work.
He's like, what is happening? Okay, so back to the show.
Yep.
Welcome back. Always a pleasure to see you, Mr. Brad Rambur. So it is Mental Health Awareness Month. So we've been talking about a lot of topics on the show, particularly this one. It seems to always come up, actually, in different areas.
Yeah.
And kids are really suffering. It is apparent, and we think a big portion of that is due to social media. You and I have talked about it, and you have the lock on your kids in social media, right? Or what's the deal there? What kind of tyrant are you?
Well, a bit of one in some respects, and in some respects, is absence does not make the heart grow fonder. I have complete ambivalence in my household, and so what's interesting about it is, if you take the device.
You have guys, I'm gonna say.
I have boys. Absolutely, I do. And so I get the
different,
occasional,
I feel like, than girls.
Dad, can I be on Discord? Dad, can I play this group game? And I go, okay, what does the group game do? Okay, so I want to know about what's going on there, and so we're working on the ethics of use of the tool.
Yes.
A lot. So there's not a huge demand creation in my house. I get can I get on Discord to talk with my buddies? I said, okay, well, here's what it's used for by adults. Is that really where you want to be?
Can we talk about Discord, actually?
Sure.
Because this is one I don't know a lot about. And I have heard some gnarly things happen to a friend of mine that happened to her daughter through Discord. So, and she told me, don't let your kids on it. So what is it? Could you tell me about it?
It's just, my youngest is doing this. It's a chat service. Like you could be using WhatsApp, or you could be using Signal, or you could be using iMessage or SMS.
Okay.
It's that. It's always does the technology put two people closer together that aren't standing in the same room? And then exactly who are those people? Who are they being? How are they interacting with others over the technology?
So do you have to friend somebody, or do you get their number, or how you get their handle?
I think my kids are using it so they can go cross-platform. Some of them are iOS folks, and some of them are Android folks, and this is a way for them to all be on the same.
They got the green text message.
Yeah.
Doesn't turn green on Discord.
No, it's its own thing.
Okay. Because I also heard something about the messages delete or go away, like Snapchat on Discord.
Sure.
So then you can say some really gnarly stuff and it doesn't come back to you.
Yeah, so what is different about humans not wanting to be accountable and do punk things to other humans? It just happens faster with a computer.
Right. And then there's no recourse, though, because you can't...
Magic word.
Yes.
That's the magic word right there.
So... Yeah, because my daughter just joined a dance troupe for something, and they're going to communicate the schedule and everything through Discord. And so I was like, yeah, download it. And then just a few days later, someone said, don't let your kid on it. I think, okay, Lexi, you can only use it for this, no other communications.
We're getting to a conversation about, hand tools and kitchen equipment, right? So, if you need a knife to cut the cucumber for your salad, what's the knife used for? Just cutting cucumbers, or poking holes in people? You don't want that, right? So there's this is this thing. This is what it can do. Here's how you're supposed to use it. Beware of others. Exactly. So you're full of magic words today.
I am. Look at me.
None of them are dongle or catalytic converter, which is a phrase, not a word. But we're good.
We're not even going to remember that.
No,
I lose sleep over that clip, actually. Anyway, let's talk about some of these tips.
Okay.
Model good habits is the number one tip that we have heard. So do you model good habits? I know you do.
Well, yes and no. Remember, I have to work on one of these things all the time.
Yeah.
So the big thing
these
for
things
me,
being the phone.
Any electronic device, I have to work over the internet constantly. So I get the screen time reports, and it says, you've been on this thing 10 hours a day.
Yeah, same.
Right? So wait a minute, what is that doing to me? And am I modeling good behavior for my kids? Do they constantly see me walking around with my phone in my hand or not being able to survive without it? And so there's a plane of consciousness that I'm personally working to live on to show the modeling of the behavior. It's a tool to help me. It's not for me to be tethered to some other thing or some other person. And so I got to remind myself of that because I make a living on it, kind of like you with the social media and the outlets, right?
Yeah. You know, one thing I started to do, two things actually, is that when my kids are trying to talk to me and I'm in the middle of something on my phone, I try to say, hey, just give me 1 minute. I just need to focus on this email or text and then I'll be right with you.
Yeah.
And I give the moment to it, or I say, I really don't need to answer this right now, and I focus on them. And then if they're on their phone, I say, hey, when you finish up with that, whatever you're doing, I need to explain something to you. So finish that up and then put it down and talk to me.
In our house, it's hard when mom calls upstairs, hey, come down for dinner. So we're using the technology as a bit of a remote control and sort of some convenience, right?
Oh, yeah.
But we're all sitting in the room, so the TV is off and we're having family dinner and devices down.
Down, for sure.
Then you get in a situation where, hey, how about this? And then we go to look something up.
Oh, yeah, that's happened.
And then that's permitted.
Yeah.
But then you got to put it back down. So there's like a rules of use that goes on.
Right, rules of use. Yeah, but I think that being articulate about it and setting expectations on, whatever the situation is, like dinner table, you put it down. When we are having a conversation about something, you put it down. I got so angry recently because she picked up the phone in the middle of me explaining directions to somewhere to her, and it did not end well. We'll just say that. Anyway, educate them early. I think this is a big one, right?
Yeah.
So let's talk about the things in which we want to educate them about.
Well, okay, so for me, I work on that thing. That is and the kids get a lot of assignments. They do everything kind of online. For mom uses it to get organized administratively, and then her world is physical, got to be in a place in an operating room doing surgery.
Yeah, your kid's mom.
It's a different kind of tool, right, for her. So what's interesting is if I'm not sitting at my desk and I've got the thing on my lap, in her mind, I'm on Amazon shopping for what?
Yes.
No, I'm working.
Right.
And so then there's do you distract them because it looks like they're goofing off, or are they actually getting work done? So knowing the difference between it being a tool and being an article for entertainment or for social outlet, for connecting with somebody else, for amplifying your FOMO and getting in a mood about that. So that is really the tough thing for us, is to educate early is, look, what is social media doing for you? What does that do? Do you coordinate so you can go play basketball? I get it. But what else is happening? So we talk about the doom scrolling and why are you looking and why does this matter? Which is interesting because this whole proposed French law about influencers thing.
Oh yeah, we're going to get to that in a minute.
Yeah.
But I want to, because we also need to educate them about data privacy.
Yes.
And the permanence of online posts. So data privacy is, I remember my kids were giving their password out to all their girlfriends at the dance studio because it was just like they'd go in and, you know, I don't know why. They just trusted each other so much. And I thought, you might get in a fight with that girl tomorrow, and then who knows what's going to happen to your post. They don't understand the sharing concept of...
I had to call back east to a buddy of mine because his daughter was getting bullied. I said, you need to look into this now. And I didn't know how people got access to do the things they did.
But they share, they don't understand at that age. They're just like, oh, she's my best friend. And they don't know that tomorrow she may not be. Until she's not. And also the permanence of online posts is something I have a major conversation with my kids about, because anything can be a screenshot. Although on Discord, it may not be able to be. I don't know.
Anytime something is displayed on a screen and there's a camera in the room, you run the risk.
Right.
Period.
And it's definitely, and it's not even on your own devices. It's all over the world on people's Ring cameras. But whatever, I tell my kids when they post something, even if it's on a private channel to just a group of friends, that it could end up on the nightly news. Your grandmother needs to be able to see it. Whoever, because you don't know what is going to be used against you. Do
you understand how proud of you I am right now?
I know.
2 years of this paranoia and the roller coaster. There's stuff going in there. I'm impressed.
I hope our audience at home is getting all this stuff too. How to recognize misinformation. I mean, that's every age demographic needs that.
Yeah, I mean, when the language that we're walking around using became written, you are thrust into what is truth, what is fact, and what is belief? What do those words even mean to you? And when you read something, what do you make of it? And how do you hold it? How do you use it?
Yeah.
Do you weaponize it? Does it upset you?
And
Right.
when you first Google something, the first 3 things that come up might not be the truth. I remember we Googled.
They're most likely ads.
They're most likely ads. And I remember we Googled the Joker 2 when it came out. I heard about it. And I saw all this stuff. And then I realized, wait, this is not right. This is not right footage. It took me a minute. Anyway, we got to take a quick break. Please stick around because we are going to talk about that French influencer. Lots of things are changing in the world of influencer.
Getting ahead of it.
I used to be, did you know that? I was an OG influencer.
OG.
Yeah, so stick around for more America Trends right after this quick break with Mr. Brad Rambur. What the tech, I have some what the tech questions for you too. Tech yes or tech no,
I'll prep
right
up.
after this quick break.